and what We International does there to help the Ugandans with microfinance. We created several years ago a Savings and Credit Association. It's called the Buvuma Island Savings and Credit Association. And part of the process of being involved with our microfinance program is the villagers that are interested in participating in the loan program, we do have a requirement that they participate in the savings program for at least 6 months before they start the process of beginning the loan application process for a loan. So, and the reason why we have that requirement in place, we want them to be able to show that they, even if it's a small amount of money, to be able to put some money away every month. And it could be as literally as small as 200 shillings a month, which is about 10 cents. But if they can show they can do that consistently, we just want to see a pattern that they can put some money away and be able to save, and then they can start participating in the microfinance program. One of the things that I've learned since I've been there a couple of times, there are microfinance companies that are located in Uganda, but they have basically predatory business practices. A lot of the Ugandans we talk to that have been involved in the privately run microfinance companies, they would get a loan from one company and their interest rates are so high, then they get a loan from the second company to pay off the first company, and then they get a loan from the third company to pay off the second, and a lot of the Ugandans are just, they're beside, they don't know what to do, because their interest rates are so high from these microfinance companies that they're underwater and not sure where to go. So that's what we try to help them with. So a lot of people say, well, what is microfinance? Well, microfinance is a supply of loans and savings and other basic financial services to the poor. We try to offer credit to those people that might not be eligible for credit under other circumstances. And micro means micro. The loans that we give out are very small, and compared to the United States, the loans we give out are literally $100 loans for first-time applicants. And those that have been in the program for 2-3 years, we will give out larger loans. But in Uganda, $100 is close to 300,000 shillings. One of the things they are experiencing in Uganda is inflation has really kicked in. When we were there 2 years ago, basically prices for products have doubled. 2 years ago, when I went to get a Pepsi in Jinja, it cost me 500 shillings, which is about a quarter. Now it's about 1,000 shillings. So in 2 years, a lot of their products have almost doubled in price. So we're trying to help them with that in terms of giving them some business space. So that's kind of what microfinance is about, is to give them some micro loans to be able to help themselves out. We do have a loan process. This gentleman here, I put this picture in here because Robert is a Ugandan that we work with there. Robert is just unbelievable young man. The island that we were on, Robert is the first person to get his college degree on the island. He has a degree in economics. And I asked Robert one time when I was just talking, him and I have been communicating now for a couple of years and I've gotten to know him quite well. And I asked him one time, I said, so if you would work on the mainland, could you get a better job and make more money? He's like, oh, definitely. But his whole heart is he wants to help the people on the island. And so he's given his talents and efforts to running the Biscuit program as well as the loan program for us. And also, we had the privilege while we were there, the reason we went just a couple of weeks ago is he got married while we were there, and so we got to go to a Ugandan wedding, and that was really, really kind of a neat experience to see the wedding. He married a young lady by the name of Immaculate. And so Robert and Immaculate Wafala are now husband and wife, so he's a great guy. So microfinance, kind of what we're trying to do with microfinance is obviously it's targeted around people that are living below the poverty line. Because in Uganda, again, there's really no social safety nets there to help them out. They're pretty much on their own. If they want their kids to go to school, they got to come up with the money themselves. There's no public funding of a lot of these programs. And actually on the loan application we came up with, one of the questions I ask on there is, why do you want a loan? And many of them put down, because I want my kids educated. We need food. I wanted to try to develop some assets. That's the basic motivation most of them have. Is the first thing is to have their kids be educated. And as of 4 years ago, there is a school on the island now. There was never a school on the island. They had to go to the mainland to get school. But with our help and with the local church actually there, and as well as Robert, the New Hope School is on the island now, and they have about 130 students in that school. So, yeah, it's kind of a neat thing.